An unexpected party. Once upon a time, in a quiet corner of Middle-earth, there lived a hobbit named Bilbo Baggins. He resided in a cozy burrow called Bag End, located in the peaceful village of the Shire, where the sun always shone and the fields were lush. Bilbo was a hobbit who cherished the simplicity of life. He enjoyed the company of his fireplace, the aroma of fresh bread coming from the oven, and the afternoon spent in the shade of a tree, with a book in hand and a mug of tea beside him. Bilbo's life was tranquil without much fuss, and he always strove to avoid any situation that could lead to adventures or trouble. This was not just a preference, it was a conviction. To him, adventures were things that only the characters in stories undertook. He preferred his comforts and routines, immersed in simple activities that brought joy to his daily life. One morning, while Bilbo was in his garden, admiring the colorful flowers and planning what to have for lunch, an imposing figure appeared in his path. It was Gandalf the Grey, a wizard with a long white beard and eyes that sparkled like stars on a clear night. With his gray cloak and pointed hat, Gandalf always seemed to be enveloped in mystery. Bilbo recognized him from afar, but he never expected a wizard to show up at his door. "Good morning," exclaimed Gandalf, his playful and enthusiastic tone contrasting with the calm of Bilbo's morning. The hobbit, surprised, responded with a hesitant greeting, feeling a bit out of place in the presence of the powerful wizard. Gandalf, noticing Bilbo's hesitation, smiled in a way that made the hobbit feel at ease. Soon, the conversation became lighter, and Bilbo offered Gandalf some tea, a gesture the wizard accepted gratefully. As they settled into Bilbo's cozy living room, the hobbit brought out a fruitcake and some slices of cheese, serving everything on his polished oak table. The two began to chat about the weather, the harvest in the Shire, and the peculiarities of hobbit life. Bilbo found all of this quite unusual, but he didn't have the courage to ask what the wizard really wanted. As Gandalf sipped his tea, he watched Bilbo with a keen gaze. "You know, Bilbo, this place is so welcoming that it could be the home of great adventures. Would you not like to experience something extraordinary, even just once in your life?" Bilbo nervously laughed, shaking his head. "No, no. Life here is perfect. Why go out and get into trouble? I prefer the tranquility of my burrow." As the sun moved across the sky, Bilbo was called to his door by an unexpected noise. Upon opening it, he was met with a sight that left him bewildered. 13 dwarves, led by Thorin Oakenshield, were gathered at his entrance. With long beards, leather clothing, and determined expressions, the dwarves appeared to have a clear and purposeful mission. "Who are you?" Bilbo asked, trying to hide his surprise and confusion. "I am Thorin Oakenshield, and these are my companions," the leader replied in a firm tone. "We have come to your door because Mr. Gandalf indicated that you could help us." Even in his dazed state, Bilbo couldn't help but notice the peculiarity of the situation. 13 dwarves in his home, a wizard in his kitchen, and a proposal for adventure hanging in the air. The hobbit, who had always avoided trouble and tumult, found himself faced with an unusual and intriguing proposition. "Help, but I am just a hobbit, and I am not good at things like, well, adventures." Bilbo tried to protest, but his words sounded empty. Something within him, a spark of curiosity and excitement, began to awaken. He recalled his favorite stories, filled with courage and heroic deeds, and in a moment of weakness, he accepted the proposal that would change his life. The dwarves quickly settled into his home, filling the space with laughter and animated conversation. Bilbo, initially hesitant, began to engage in the discussion, listening to tales of distant lands they had explored, the dangers they had faced, and the wonders they had seen. The aroma of roasted food brought by the dwarves filled the room, creating an atmosphere of camaraderie and anticipation. "Our objective," Thorin explained as the table filled with delicacies, "is to reclaim the treasure that was taken from us by the dragon Smaug, who resides in the Lonely Mountain. We need a burglar who can help us enter his cave and retrieve it." The idea of a dragon, a feared and revered being, made Bilbo's heart race. A combination of fear and excitement coursed through him. Even though the quiet life he led in the Shire seemed the safer choice, he could not ignore the adventure that was now laid out before him. As the dwarves discussed their plans, Bilbo noticed his hands trembling slightly, both from anxiety and adrenaline. After hours of conversation and good food, the dwarves began to sing ancient songs about bravery and loyalty, their voices echoing through the air and making Bilbo's small home seem to vibrate with history. The hobbit, immersed in that magical atmosphere, felt increasingly drawn to the idea of joining the adventure, even if it meant leaving the comfort of his home behind. As night deepened, Bilbo hesitated to express his fears. He thought about what it would be like to leave his burrow, his routine, and everything he knew behind. However, the glimmer in Gandalf's eyes and the indomitable spirit of the dwarves encouraged him to reconsider. He remembered the stories he had heard about great deeds and adventures, tales that had always captivated him and, in a way, called to him. "Are you with us, Bilbo?" Thorin asked, his deep voice interrupting the hobbit's thoughts. With one last glance at his burrow, where the soft walls and culinary delights awaited him, Bilbo closed the door, feeling braver than he had ever felt. "Yes," he replied, his voice trembling slightly. I will be with you." And so, the journey of Bilbo Baggins began, a journey that would take him through unknown lands and change him forever, becoming an indelible part of the history of Middle-earth. As the dwarves prepared to depart the next day, Bilbo felt that a new chapter of his life was about to unfold, and in his heart, a mixture of fear and excitement pulsed like a new awakening.
In a quiet corner where the sun always shines, Bilbo Baggins lies on his lovely lines, with fresh bread and tea, a hobbit at peace. But a wizard arrived, and everything ceased. At Bilbo's door, who will knock? A mysterious wizard, let's celebrate the shock. 13 merry dwarves, ready to fight, a grand adventure, let's take flight. Gandalf with his hat, so wise and so kind, don't you want more, a life unconfined? Bilbo laughed nervously, I prefer calm, you see, but a spark of adventure starts to shine in me. Door, who will knock? A mysterious wizard, let's celebrate the shock. 13 merry dwarves, ready to fight, a grand adventure, let's take flight. Gandalf with his hat, so wise and so kind, don't you want more, a life unconfined? Bilbo laughed nervously, I prefer calm, you see, but a spark of adventure starts to shine in me. And Gandalf with his hat, so wise and so kind, don't you want more, a life unconfined? Bilbo laughed nervously, I prefer calm, you see, but a spark of adventure starts to shine in me. With clear goals in sight, to reclaim a treasure, to face the rare fright. With courage in his heart, Bilbo paused, but the flame of adventure soon burned and caused. At Bilbo's door, who will knock? A mysterious wizard, let's celebrate the shock. 13 merry dwarves, ready to fight, a grand adventure, let's take flight. Songs of bravery echo through the room. The hobbit feels the magic, excitement begins to bloom. The night deepens, but he won't hold back. Yes, I'll be with you, ready to attack. At Bilbo's door, who will knock? A mysterious wizard, let's celebrate the shock. 13 merry dwarves, ready to fight, a grand adventure, let's take flight. Thus begins the journey, filled with delight. A hobbit who dreams breaking from the night. New friends and challenges, together they'll stand. With courage in their hearts, let's explore this land.